Never seen Love After Lockup? Do you know that it's gorgeous? Single women, beautiful women, right now, waiting for Charles to come home from a damn murder charge. And you can't wait for Prince Harry? Well, hello there, love bugs. Hello there, Bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share to Facebook and or Twitter, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com for these Priscilla personality frames. Remember, all orders over $40 will come with a free gift. And if you are not already a part of this book club, please hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube. And for a small monthly fee of $5, you babies, yes, you can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, let's continue talking about, I found a cover, y'all, Prince Harry's spare. While sharing that cottage, we agreed to a rare joint interview in an airplane hangar at Shawberry, during which Willie griped endlessly about my habits. Harry's a slob, he said. Harry snores. I turned and gave him a look. Was he joking? I cleaned up after myself and I didn't snore. Besides, our rooms were separated by thick walls. So even if I did snore, there was no way he heard. The reporters were having fits of giggles about it all, but I cut in. Lies, lies. That only made them laugh harder. Willie too. I laughed as well because we often bantered like that. But when I look back on it now, I can't help but wonder if there wasn't something else at play. I was training to get to the front lines, the same place Willie had been training to get. But the palace had scuttled his plans. No. What you thought, Willie? I understand that Willie wants to be the war hero. Like, what's that dude name? The little short dude who was a POW. Oh, in Vietnam, I think it was. Oh, and he tried to run for president, but you ninjas said answer no. Damn, is it John McCain? Willie wanted to be a war hero, but the castle was like, are you crazy? We got bigger plans. Do you know if something happened to you, we may have to put Harry in charge? Do you want that, Willie? Are you crazy? You can look at the front lines. You could be close to it. You can be adjacent to it. You may even can hover over top of it, baby, but you will not touch it. I can't help but wonder if there wasn't something else at play. I was training to get to the front lines, the same place Willie had been training to get, but the palace had scuttled his plans. The spare, sure, let him run around the battlefield like a chicken with his head cut off. That's what he likes. But the heir, no. So Willie was now training to be a search and rescue pilot and perhaps feeling quietly frustrated about it. In which case he was seeing it all wrong. He was doing remarkable, vital work. I thought saving lives every week. I was proud of him and full of respect for the way he was dedicating himself wholeheartedly to his preparation. Still, I should have figured out how he might have been feeling. I knew all too well the despair of being pulled from a fight for which you've spent years preparing. From Shawberry, I moved on to Middle Wallop. I now knew how to fly a helicopter. The Army conceded, but next I needed to learn how to fly one tactically, while doing other things, many other things, like reading a map and locating a target and firing missiles and talking on radios and peeing into a bag. Multitasking. Peeing into a bag. Maybe that's just an understanding, like an unspoken thing that when you're doing jobs like that, you gotta pee in a bag. Listen, I'm not making fun of you people that pee in a bag, okay? Because you know I'm 52. The bladder, the old girl ain't what she used to be. Like reading a map and locating a target and firing missiles and talking on radios and peeing into a bag. Multitasking in the air at 140 knots. Not for everyone. You got that right. Because I don't know if I could do all that at the same damn time, plus pee in a bag. I don't know if that's possible for me. Okay? That might be on the impossible side for me. I got my wings. Pa, as Army Air Corps Colonel-in-Chief, pinned them to my chest. May 2010. Happy day. Pa, wearing his blue beret, officially presenting me with mine. I put it on and we saluted each other. It felt almost more intimate than a hug. Camila was on hand, and Mommy's sister, and Shells. We were back together, then broke up soon after. We had no choice, yet again. We had all the same old problems. Nothing had been solved. Also, Shells wanted to travel, have fun, be young, but I was once again on a path to war. I'd soon be shipping off. If we stayed together, we'd be lucky to see each other a handful of times over the next 2 years, and that was no kind of relationship. Neither of us was surprised when we found ourselves in the same old emotional cul-de-sac. Goodbye, Shells. Goodbye, Hazza. The day I got my wings, I figured she got hers. You ain't never seen Love After Lockup? Do you know that it's gorgeous? Single women, beautiful women, six-figure women, right now, waiting for Charles to come home from a damn murder charge. Are you crazy, girl? And you can't wait for Prince Harry? Oh my God, the audacity of the bitch Shells. Soon after we returned to Britain, the palace announced that Willie was going to marry. November 2010, news to me. All that time together in Lesotho, he'd never mentioned it. The papers published florid stories about the moment I realized Willie and Kate were well matched. The moment I appreciated the depth of their love and thus decided to give Willie the ring I'd inherited from Mummy, the legendary sapphire, a tender moment between brothers and bonding moment for all three of us. An absolute rubbish. None of it ever happened. I never gave Willie that ring because it wasn't mine to give. He already had it. He'd asked for it after Mommy died, and I'd been more than happy to let it go. Now, as Willie focused on wedding preparations, I wished him well and turned sharply inward. Remember, he replicated the ring for Meghan Markle? Child, I can't wait to get to her, to that part of the book, girl. I can't wait. I've thought long and hard about my singlehood. I'd always assumed I'd be the first to be married because I'd wanted it so badly. I'd always assumed that I'd be a young husband, a young father, because I'd resolved not to become my father. Another thing I will say about you Virgos, male or female, you guys love relationships. Libras love relationships too. We do love, but child, when we get there, we be like, I don't want that shit no more. It's too difficult. Oh, Virgos, when you get a Virgo to fall in love with you, they are in it to win it. Now, they may drive you crazy, but you can be secure in a relationship with a Virgo. Let me tell you why Prince wanted to be a younger dad, because by the time Willie and Harry came along, he was older. But long before we were ready, he stopped engaging in that kind of physical fun. He just didn't have the enthusiasm, the puff. But I would. I always promised myself I would. Now I wondered, will I? Was that real? Was that the real me who made that promise to become a young father? Or was this the real me struggling to find the right person, the right partner, while also struggling to work out who I was? Why is this thing which I supposedly want so badly not happening? And what if it never happens? What will my life mean? What will my ultimate purpose be? War, I reckoned. When all else failed, as it usually did, I still had soldiering. If only I had a deployment date. And after that war, I thought there would always be charitable work. Since the Lesotho trip, I'd felt more passionate than ever about continuing Mommy's causes. That was enough for a full life, I told myself. Princess Diana, I'm sure, was very happy to help people. I mean, I've seen interviews with Princess Diana where she was remarkably nurturing. You know, she's a Cancer. Cancers are the mothers of the zodiac. Child, if they ain't got a goddamn penny to their name, they'll take in a stranger and feed it. I'm telling you, Cancers, I mean, they nasty. Ooh, they can be bullies at times, y'all. But, if you are broken, a Cancer will fix you. You know my BFF is a Cancer. Okay, I just had to throw that in there. On the eve of the wedding, Willie and I had dinner at Clarence's house with Paul. Also present were James and Thomas, Willie's best friend. The public had been told that I was to be the best man, but that was a barefaced lie. The public expected me to be the best man, and thus the palace saw no choice but to say that I was. In truth, Willie didn't want me giving a best man speech. He didn't think it safe to hand me a live mic and put me in a position to go off script. I might say something wildly inappropriate. He wasn't wrong. Also, the lie gave cover to James and Thomas, two civilians, two innocents. Had they been outed as Willie's best men, the rabid press would have chased them, tracked them, hacked them, investigated them, ruined their family lives. Both chaps were shy, quiet. They couldn't handle such an onslaught and shouldn't be expected to. Willie explained all this to me, and I didn't blink. I understood. We even had a laugh about it, speculating about the inappropriate things I might have said in my speech. And so the pre-wedding dinner was pleasant, jolly, despite Willie's visible suffering from standard groom jitters. Thomas and James forced him to down a couple of rum and cokes, which did seem to settle his nerves. Meanwhile, I regaled the company with tales of the North Pole. Paul was very interested. Okay, so here go the part that everybody pissed off about, okay? That lady from GBX. I don't know, her name is Nana or Nene, okay? My name is Nene too, but I put a Y in it because I don't want nobody calling me Nana. The lady was mad at him for discussing what happened to him when he was over there at the North Pole. He had frostbitten hands. It happened. When he got home, he realized that his ding-ding was frostbitten too. And she, meaning the lady Nana, was, absolutely, did I say GBX? GBN News, okay? But she was absolutely upset that Prince Harry talked about his ding-ding. I'm sorry, you don't want to hear about Prince Harry's ding-a-ling, but I do. I want to hear about it. Yes, I'm a married woman to a whole woman, but I'm saying for all us women out there who have aspired to marry a prince, which we've talked about before, how I said, how hood chicks, we grow up, our princes be drug dealers or the biggest drug dealer. That's just our mindset because we know in life we would never come across a Prince Harry. But for those of us who aspire to or dream about marrying a prince, why wouldn't we want to hear about his dingling? So anyway, his hands was frostbitten, child. And when he got home, he realized that his pickle was frostbitten too. I found it hilarious. This bitch said that he was oversharing. He's not oversharing, girl. And the funny part about it is, girl, I'm going to pass on it. Because the lady, Nana, I don't know what her problem is. I don't know. Nana, girl, I don't know you like that, Nana. But I'm just like, why are they so aggressive towards Prince Harry? I don't get it. And the messed up thing about it is half the time the women who talk or the media who talk, they be having all kinds of shit going on in the background. You hear me? They be around there sleeping with rabbits, dogs, sharing a pipe with a moose. I'm looking for one person to say, give Prince Harry a break. I don't know why I should have been reluctant to discuss my penis with Paul or all the gentlemen present. Why? Do you know how many times it be boys who be close to their mother that go to their mother and say, Mom, I just slept with the girl and now it's burning, Mama. Something ain't right. Why is it what? It's hilarious. It's things that happen all the frigging time. People talk about this all the time. Y'all want to act like Harry is the heir. He's the spare, bitch. He can have a life. Now, Willie, he can't. But the spare can. My penis was a matter of public record, and indeed some public curiosity. The press had written about it extensively. There were countless stories in books and papers, even the New York Times, about Willie and me not being circumcised. What? You mean to tell? Hold on. Mommy had forbidden it. They all said, and while it's absolutely true, that the chance of getting penile frostbite is much greater if you're not circumcised, all the stories were false. I was snipped as a baby. Thank you, God. Thank you. Could you imagine all that cheese in that royal ding dong? Oh my, woo, do y'all, I don't get it. My God, have y'all ever seen an uncircumcised penis? And it's not as clean as it should. Oh God, it be so much cheese in there. Like a yeast infection. I was about to be turned off. See, I needed to know that information. After dinner, we moved to the TV room and watched the news. Reporters were interviewing folks who'd camped just outside Clarence's house in hopes of getting a front row seat at the wedding. We went to the window and looked at the thousands of them in tents and bedrolls up and down the mall, which runs between Buckingham Palace and Trafalgar Square. Many were drinking, singing. Some were cooking meals on portable stoves. Others were wandering about, chanting, celebrating as if they were getting married in the morning. Willie, rum-worn, shouted, "We should go and see them." He texted his security team to say he wanted to do so. The security team answered, strongly advised against it. No, he shot back. It's the right thing to do. I wanted to go out there. I need to see my people. He asked me to come. He begged. I could see in his eyes that the rum was really hitting hard. He needed a wing-wing. Painfully familiar role for me, but all right. We went out, walked the edge of the crowd, shaking hands. People wished Willie well, told him they loved him, loved Kate. They gave us both the same teary smiles, the same looks of fondness and pity we'd seen that day in August 1997. I couldn't help but shake my head. Here it was, the eve of Willie's big day, one of the happiest of his life, and there was simply no avoiding the echoes of his worst day. Our worst day. I looked at him several times. His cheeks were bright crimson, as if he was the one with frostnip. Maybe that was the reason we bade farewell to the crowd turned in early. He was tipsy. But also, emotionally, physically, we were both all in. We needed rest. I was shocked. Therefore, when I went to collect him in the morning and he looked as if he hadn't slept a wink, his face was gaunt, his eyes red. You okay? Yeah, fine. But he wasn't.